Michael Phelps. American
Michael Phelps, yes. My favorite fucking football player. Reapers, what's is good? It's your boys, you know. Reaction content. Top 10 unbreakable sport records. Guys, some sport records can never be broken.
Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10, guys. My name is Danny Burke, and I do hope today is everything you hoped it would be. And if not, you've still got a Most Amazing Top 10 video to watch, so at least that's something. Wow, that sounded a lot more motivational in my head. But today, guys, we're going to get sporty and motivated and talk about some records in sport that are said to be unbreakable. Nobody will ever surpass them. Now, people have said this about many records in the past, and then guess what? People have gone on to beat them. But even so, many people say that the records we're about to talk about, surely they can't be beaten. Now, do you guys agree? Is there any one way to find out? Let's see as we jump into our top 10 unbreakable sports records with our number 10, Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, yes. My favorite fucking football player. Water polo. Look at all the sweat on him. Mr. Phelpy boy. Mr. Phelpy boy.
Swimmer Michael Phelps is often called the greatest Olympian of all time. Now, most athletes would consider it the pinnacle of their career if they achieved a gold medal at an Olympic event. The Olympics comes around every 4 years, and so it's considered
every 15 million years.
Huge achievement if an athlete can stay on top of their sport for years and years and earn maybe 3, 4, 5 gold medals. During Michael Phelps' career, he earned 18 gold medals. What? The number 2 spot has 9. That's literally half the amount.
Mr. Phelps, can you fucking tell me how to, like... Mr. Phelps, teach me how to play football.
Phelps achieved. It's a fairly recent record. Phelps got his last gold medal in 2012, but people are already saying that 18 gold medals for one athlete might just be impossible to beat. What do you guys think? At number 9 now, we have the Golden State Warriors, who hold the NBA record.
Oh yes, they won like what, like fucking hate this team. They won like 4 titles in something years. Dynasty. Curry, how much longer he got in the tank? Not much longer till like he can't hit threes anymore, you know what I'm saying? Well, Curry could probably go on until like he's like 45 if he wanted to.
For the most wins in one season, an incredible 73. Back in 1972, the LA Lakers managed 69 wins in one season, and then basketball fans had to wait 24 years for Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls to top that with their 72 wins. They were the first team to break 70 wins in one season, and many people thought that this was simply unbeatable, and they weren't wrong. In the last 20 years since then, most teams didn't even come close. And then in 2016, Stephen Curry led the Warriors to 73 wins.
And then what happened in the finals? I'm sure they didn't blow a 3-1 lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James.
One season. Nobody thought they'd ever see this record be broken, especially by this team. When Curry was asked what the 73 wins meant to him, he said, "It means I am a part of the best team ever." And some people are now starting to believe him. Next up at number 8, we have legendary tennis player Steffi Graf. On August 17th, 1987, she became the #1 ranked women's tennis player in the world. She held on to that title for almost 4 years. That's absolutely crazy. Until March 11th, 1991, for a total of 186 weeks at the #1 spot. For many years, the closest anyone came to being that dominant in the sport was Martina Hingis, but she only managed 80 weeks before being knocked off the #1 spot. That's not even half of what Steffi Graf managed. And Steffi didn't have easy competition. It wasn't just like a...
Tennis, bro, is like, I'm really good at fucking ping pong, tennis. Fuck, that's hard as hell. Picking up fucking little green grass ball that you smoke out of. Y'all ever just smoke out of your green tennis ball?
A fluke. One of her main rivals was the legend Monica Seles. Current number 1 in the world, Serena Williams, might be the only person who could take this title, but she'd have to remain number 1 until mid-September 2016. Only time will tell. Now at number 7, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who holds the record for the most career points in the NBA history with an astounding 38,308.
Kareem, what the fuck, getting in his face? Oh. Fucking hell.
7. Legends of the game like Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal don't even come close to this. Even
the best Shaq was the Celtics Shaq.
Michael Jordan trails by 6,000 points. Kareem was a 7'2" legend of the sport who spent most of his career with the Milwaukee Bucks and LA Lakers, finally retiring in 1989 with a whole slew of records including most minutes played and most field goals made. He eventually lost those titles over time, but today, 27 years on, nobody looks like they're ever going to beat that incredible amount of career points. The best hope in almost 3 decades was Kobe Bryant. He was only 5,000 points behind Kareem, but then he retired in April 2016. And now people are seriously wondering if this sporting record will ever be beaten. Now at number 6, we have something I actually remember watching. Yes, I will never forget this tennis match we're about to talk about. How could I? It was the longest tennis match of all time. However you look at it, either by time or number of games, the 2010 Wimbledon match between American John Isner and French Nicolas Mahut is the longest tennis game since records began. The game started on the 22nd of June but had to be postponed until the next day because of
what the fuck, tennis?
Fading light. Yes, they literally ran out of sunlight. Then the next day, the same thing happened. On the 3rd day, John Isner finally won. Over the course of those days, the match lasted 11 hours and 5 minutes, smashing the previous record by over 4.5 hours. The score actually got so high that the scoreboard at the event
higher than the clouds.
and broke. Yeah, it actually just broke because it wasn't programmed to go that high. Mental. Moving on to number 5 now, we have Paula Radcliffe, who currently holds the record for the fastest women's marathon time of all time. In 2003, Paula ran the London Marathon in 2 hours, 15 minutes and 25 seconds, beating her own record by more than 2 minutes. That was 13 years ago, and nobody has since come close to running 26.2 miles that quickly. It's simply amazing. There doesn't seem to be any explanation for how Paula ran that fast, other than she was obviously dedicated to it, she was obviously built for it, and she had an amazing training regime. In an interview, Paula Radcliffe once joked that her daughter Isla, who was born in 2007,
dude, I've run. You ever just run, bro, and then you got a chip on your elbow?
might be the only
Bloody
person
bones.
who will beat her own record. Now you might think that's ridiculous, but to be honest, it's been almost a decade now and people are starting to believe it. At number 4, we have the fastest man on the planet at the time we're recording this video, Usain Bolt, who holds the record for running 100 meters.
My favorite hockey player
in a mind-blowing 9.58 seconds. Now he actually holds the top 3 spots for this, as if one wasn't enough, and he's the only person who seems to be able to beat himself. It's been 7 years since Usain Bolt broke that 9.6 barrier, and a lot of people are wondering, will anyone be able to even run 100 meters in less than 9.58? Is it even physically possible? In 2008, a mathematician calculated that it might be physically possible for someone to do it slightly quicker, but only up to 9.44 seconds. Now scientists have weighed up a whole bunch of possible conditions to try and predict if it will be possible, but the truth is, no one knows. It seems like the only way for Usain Bolt's record to be broken is to just sit and wait, but seeing as he's the only competition he has at the moment, we might be waiting a while. Moving on to number 3 now, we're going back in time to talk about Cy Young and possibly the greatest baseball record of all time. During his 22-year-long career in the MLB, he managed 511.
Oh, what the fuck?
wins. I'm pausing for effect. That's almost 100 more wins than Walter Johnson, who got 417. He was in second place. In fact, only 24 players have ever managed to break the 300 mark. The current leader is Bartolo Colon. He's been playing for 19 years.
19. Ooh, look at this boy, bro. My favorite Dodgers player.
And he's only at 219 wins. Hopefully,
wow, the Mets like on like a 10-game lose streak right now. Hold on, let me look at the standings for MLB. Not MLS, MLB. I think. Oh, the Dodgers. I don't pay attention to baseball, just look at that.
these figures will give you an idea for just how incredible Cy Young's 511 career wins are. For some baseball fans, this record is totally unbreakable because the sport has actually changed so much since then. For example, the threat of the ball leaving the yard was smaller back then, the strike zone was larger, and the pitchers were often told to pitch to contact. Still, what got Cy this record wasn't necessarily these changes, but the sheer durability of the guy. He was just so tough. Most players back then might be lucky to see 15 seasons. He saw 22. He got this record, and now people think it will remain literally forever. Alright guys, coming in at number 2 now, we have a name that any basketball fan will know as one etched into the NBA record books, Wilt Chamberlain and his 100-point game. In 1961, Wilt shocked the world by scoring a staggering 78 points in one game. People were amazed and were speculating that perhaps one day, maybe 80 points might be beaten. Just 3 months later, Wilt proved that and more was possible by scoring 100 points in his legendary game for the Philadelphia Warriors versus the New York Knicks on March 2nd, 1962.
My favorite basketball player.
Game was not actually televised and no video footage has ever surfaced, but there are sound recordings of the game's fourth quarter as it was being broadcast on the radio. Over Wilt's career, he racked up at least a dozen NBA records that many now see as being unbreakable, but this one is widely agreed as the best. In January 2006, the world held its breath as Kobe Bryant played a spectacular game.
Kobe's the... You wanna know who the best free throw shooter is? My boy Shaq.
That looked promising to take the title, but he still fell short with 81 points. It's been 54 years now since Wilt set that record. It's been a long time, over half a century.
Giannis is my favorite free throw shooter.
And people have almost given up on seeing it ever being broken in their lifetimes. It's a truly incredible statistic. And finally at number 1, we've got a hockey player that became so legendary in his sport, he's often referred to as, quite simply,
the great one, Mr. Wayne Gretzky.
The great one, but you might know him as Wayne Gretzky. During his 20-year-long career between 1979 and 1999, he racked up more NHL records than anyone thought possible. But many are most impressed by how many career points he took away. A mind-bending 2,857 of them. That's more than 1,000 more.
4 Stanley Cups, the GOAT.
Than his nearest contender in second place. The average number of points.
The Kings, we should have won the cup that year in 1993. The legal stick did change everything, low-key.
That a professional hockey player gets per season is about 112. Now, if they managed to bring that up to an impressive 140 and then consistently did that for about 20 years, they still wouldn't be able to beat Wayne Gretzky's record. How crazy is that? It's the simple fact that he is so far ahead of anyone else and has been for 17 years since he retired that makes people seriously doubt that this record will ever be broken. They don't call you the great one for nothing. Well guys,
well guys, here's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Which one was Unbreakable Sport Records? Mr. New. Peace.